Anyways, speaking of Classic, we got a little bit of news to talk about. Let's get into it. Yes, the development notes and updates for WoW Classic. News that we usually don't review on this stream, but I'm getting excited for Classic Hardcore. So let's check out some shit here. Multiple improvements have been made to guild death announcements and hardcore realms. Death announcements can be disabled. Now, if you don't know what death announcements are, they are the little pop-up that comes when some noob out there eats shit and gets wrecked by an NPC mob or something. So anyways, or it could be a real player. But anyways, they can be disabled in the chat window through the configuration of the options menu. Under other, guild deaths will display the creature that killed the player character and zone area where it died. So that's pretty funny, because imagine a guild wanting to get vengeful about their person's death. So yes, you will know which NPC specifically killed the person in your guild, and then you could go avenge their death by going and destroying that NPC. Yeah. A coward debuff. So we talked about this. The coward debuff is essentially if you enter a Mak'gura, which is a duel to the death, and you run away from that duel. By the way, the area of effect for a duel is going to be much bigger in Classic Hardcore. If you run away to cancel the duel, the coward debuff, which completely debuffs you to shit, basically making you squishy as hell and unable to do any damage, it lasts for 3 in-game days. This shit ain't going away. Yeah. It will persist for 3 in-game days. So you better not fucking duel if you don't want to, because you are gonna die eventually. It's gonna be hard to avoid that one. Yeah. The total inbounds area for the duel to death has also been greatly increased, as I said. So first of all, it'll be pretty hard to run away from a duel without dying. But if you do, you're going to get wrecked by the coward debuff. So like I said, don't enter Mak'gura if you don't want to. Leave the PC on for 3 days. I mean, essentially, that's what you'd have to do. You know, fuck your power bill, right? You just let your PC run for 3 days and you hide somewhere in the game and let the debuff wear off. They've also had some bug issue fixes, but who gives a shit about that stuff? Not me. Moving on. Dragonflight class tuning incoming on a weekly reset. God Comp Nerfs. Yes, the God Comp Nerfs, the God Comp is essentially, you get yourself an Augmentation Evoker, and then you get your Unholy Death Knight, your Guardian Druid, you get either a Marksmanship or a Fire Mage, Pally. Yeah, any of these things can work. You gotta get your Evoker in there, though. You gotta get your Augmentation Evoker in there. But it looks like there's been some buffs here to Unholy. Increased by 8% on Epidemic. Bursting Swords increased by 12%. Guardian, Thrash damage reduced by 8%. Raise damage reduced by 8%. Oh, sad. Augmentation Evoker. Okay, this is the one that's been breaking the game a little bit. Augmentation Evoker is adding a significant amount of damage to their parties, while also providing strong utility and survivability. For this week, we'd like to reduce some of that damage contribution from their buffs to help bring them more in line with other classes. The fuck? They're not supposed to be like other classes. So they're essentially saying, yeah, we done fucked up and we're trying to fix this. I don't know. They're trying to bring their damage more in line with other classes. I'm assuming that means they want them doing a little bit more damage themselves and maybe doing a little bit less in terms of buffing others. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Burning. I don't know what this means for you. Breath of Eons accumulates 10% of the damage done by allies with your Eon's Might was 15, so that got nerfed. And Fate's Mirror chance to proc has been reduced to 10%, was 15. Marksmanship Hunter got some increased damage across the board. Mage had a Fire Mage got nerfed to shit. What the fuck? 10, decreasing on DPS. Same with Frost, 8, 8, 8, 6. Wow. Wow, eat shit, mages. Oh my god. Paladin. All healing reduced by 5%. Now Light's Protection now reduces damage taken by 10, was 16. So a bunch of nerfs across the board for Holy Pally. Retribution got some increased damage output, and they needed it, honestly. We watched the charts the other day, and they kind of dropped off a little bit. Priest now heals nearby allies allies. Who the fuck are they? Allies by for 40% on single target shadow dealt, was 50, so that's a nerf. Discipline Atonement 40% done, was 36, so they're getting a little bit of a buff. Holy. Stack was 10%, now deals 20, so that's a little bit of a buff for them. Shadow damage reductions, getting fucked. Yeah, Shadow, get fucked as well. Outlaw Rogue gets some increases in damage, so that's good for you guys. And Warrior gets some increases in damage as well. So that's good and bad, you know, across the board. I'm surprised Unholy got buffed. They're already pretty big dick, but hey, it could never be too big. Right. There you go. There you go. Tidewell, more DPS but less buff power. Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pull more DPS through the Evoker, through augmentation, and less about buffing others, which is kind of weird because that's what the whole class is supposed to be about.